A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Vanakkam, Vandanam, Namaste, Namaskar, good evening and welcome to a look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss on Radio Udaan, a flight of life. Dear all, here comes Balanagendran once again with a treasure in your treasure hunt show. A look into a book is surely an excavation for eternal bliss. Exactly 7 months past 2 hours is what the status of Radio Udaan's eternal journey. February 2nd, 2014, the inception day. Now we are on September 2nd, 2014. Let's plunge ourselves into our proceedings of a look into a book where we are going to hunt the treasure that's going to teach us the values, the cultural impacts, the significance of the society in which we live in and in which we want to live in. Moreover, to understand the societies that are roaming around us as one among the planets in the solar system called universe. That is nothing but the entire society. Everybody, we all a member of a society. The society begins from a family, is what we learned in our schooling, and even that's what one of the ultimate purposes of bringing your treasure hunt show at your eardrums. Feedback me, just type in your address bar www.radioudaan.com, radioudaan.com. You can also join in our Facebook page and group. Both their IDs are very simple. Pulse in your Facebook account and type facebook.com/radioudaan, RADIO space UDAAN. Text me instantly. Now I am on Skype. The Skype is open. You can text me how do you feel. Anything about the show. Contents quality, voice quality, anything that you feel, you can always free to comment, because your choice is our success, as I used to say every day. Keep listening, Radio Udaan, a flight of life. We have come here with a treasure in the form of a book. A look into a book. Perhaps I can say this is a continuum of what we have left in the past. We have been witnessing for this 29 or 30 odd episodes different sorts of genres, starting from the literary sources to thrillers to some controversial thrilling conspiracies, and we have delved into our position and our souls into India's own innovation given to the universe. This is where we have dealt as a series according to your ideas, considerations, and appeal that you made, that it need to be continued. As a matter of fact, for the past 4 weeks, we dealt with India's own wonderful gemstone. Perhaps it would be the best to say India's own best, but it is the world's only best. Hence, it is not India's best, it is India's better than the best. Before diving into our proceedings or diving into our today's conceptual clearance of a look into a book, we would like to make things clear. What we say in the 60 minutes cannot fulfill or may not fulfill, and it may be next to impossible to fulfill your needs. It's all up to you. How you take, how you inculcate, how you inhale. Apart from all this, most of all, how you persistently practice. Practice makes man perfect. It's true. It is the only truth that prevails in the world. Well, let's plunge ourselves into Vedic Maths Series 5. We have been witnessing the formulas, aphorisms, or sutras, upasutras, and correlations of what has been given in parts and in pieces in the so-called 4 Vedas, and the compilation of those by our India's own Venkatrama Shastri. This is the only book that made me to flourish as an RJ, and importantly as an Indian come a student. Hence, Vedic Mathematics Principles and Practices by Venkatrama Shastri or Swami Aravind Bharati is the book that you need to read, learn, infer, interpret and understand to excel yourself in filling the gap between the numbers and the space. After all, mathematics is nothing but filling the gaps that is there between the numbers. The Western world and the so-called modern mathematics may provide you X, Y, and A to Z, all the alphabets that are there in the English, to fill the gap and use as a substitute to get the numbers. For example, if 4x equals 16, then x equals 16 by 4, that's nothing but 4. That matter or that element will not work in these 16 formulas and 13 upa-formulas or sub-formulas or upa-sutras. The Trachtenberg, or so-called the European mental mathematics or speedy maths, rejects and refuses what has been told here in our India as Vedic maths. Most of the mathematics academicians, or so-called the mathematical experts who done their research and who discovered the phenomenons of maths, are always refuting and repudiating the validation that stays behind what we have been witnessing. It is my duty that I indebted to you to mention this as well. This cannot be called, or perhaps I must put it in this way, this may not be called as the valid principle for calculations, but believe me, this has the easiest way ever, or the easiest way possible, to find the values and to fill the gaps between the numbers and the space. Let's begin Vedic Maths 2 with a summary of what we have witnessed last week.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो उड़ान, फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ।
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Last week, we have seen many significant elements that are gifted in Vedas and compiled and given as a boon to us with this book. They are divisions using Nikhilam Sustra and finding the square roots of a number which is a perfect square in microseconds. The catchy phrase that I can put in this is, by using the principles mentioned by Shastri Ji, you can find the answer in microseconds. I guarantee you this. But for that, hard work, dedication, consistent practice is the necessity. Not even a necessary, it's a necessity, without which you cannot stay in the of maths. Where we have seen how to find the square roots. As we dealt that at the last, let me explain once again. Apart from that, we have found and we have discussed the easiest ways to find the averages when two values have been excluded from the total average. For instance, the total average of a batsman's 10 innings is 55. When you remove his highest and the lowest scoring innings, his average gone down to 50. Remember, gone down to 50, not gone down by 50. I mean, reduced to 50, not reduced by 50. Both the words to and by have a serious impact according to your consideration and understanding. Here we go. Then, if the highest score is 92, then what is the lowest? What we have done, we all know how to do it. When two people are leaving or two innings are leaving, they are taking away their 55, and also they are taking away 5 each from the other 8. That's what the question says. Very simple. When 10 innings is calculated, its average is 55. When the highest and the lowest, in other words, when 2 innings are removed, its average is 50. So 5 decreases as soon as the 2 goes out. Hence, you have to add that 55. I mean, you have to multiply 55 into 2, 110. Keep it in your mind. Then, multiply the difference with the rest. What is the difference between 55 and 50? It's 5. Multiply with 8, 40. Add to it. 110 plus 40 is nothing but 150. And we know the highest score is 92. What should be the lowest score? We have found the answer very simple. Reduce, deduct or subtract 92 from 150. What we get here, 58, is the answer. You can do it if you have calculators beside you. If you're listening via computer, you can open your calculator and verify by doing another method and tell me if I'm wrong by Skyping. The Skype ID is Radio Udaan, RADIOUDAAN. Just what you have to do, multiply 55 by 10, then multiply 50 by 8. Find the difference and subtract from the distance the value 92. You will surely get, I guarantee you, the value as 58. Well, another explanation before we begin today's exciting journey, that how to find the square roots of a perfect square. Just one example, one explanation. If you are unable to understand, no worries. Just type our website in your browser. Go there. There will be a form to fill titled Request Archive. You can select the dates and you can select the show. Send it to us. You will be sent back the file. You can listen and then you can feedback. How do you feel? Well, one example. As we say 8836, which means 8836. We are going to find the square root to this square value. I mean squared value. So 8836, as we have said, bifurcate the digits into two halves. 88 on one side and 36 on the other. Then find out the unit digit of the right side part of the digit. What is here? 6. Last week we have set a table which you need to remember. Here we must note one thing, that if you want to do better by investing or applying Vedic maths technique, you need to remember some things. In case of squares, it would be good if you are able to remember still 25. In case of tables, at least remember till 10. Surely you need to remember till 10, because that's where the numbers roaming. Even you can go without 10, but 1 to 9 is important. As we all know, 0 to 9 is equal to entire maths, nothing else. Well, as we have found the unit digit is 6, from the square table, what are the values? I mean, what are the numbers that will give the unit digit 6 when we square them? From 1 to 9 there is a table. You can listen from last week's show. This is where, if there is a 6 at your unit digit, then the value that could produce you 6 in their unit digit when it's squared, it's none other than 4 and 6. 4 squared 16, 6 squared 36. You can even do 14 square 196, 16 square 256. That's how it goes. It won't change even if the numbers change. So 4 and 6, keep in mind 4 is lesser than 6, 6 is greater than 4, we all know. Then let's go to our left side friend, 88. 88 lies between the numbers of what squares? You have to think about it. That's why I'm saying at least you should remember the square values till 25. Then only it will be feasible for you to go when the numbers are heavy. So here the number lies between 9 and 10. Okay, let's take 9, and what we have to do is multiply the lower number with its next largest value. Multiply 9 with 10. It's 90. What we have here, 88. Is 88 lesser or greater to 90? Obviously, it's lesser to 90. Hence, among 4 and 6, which is the lesser value? 4. So, 9 and 4, 94 square equals 8,836. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned to Radio Udaan. We are going to witness divisible rules. Is there a rule for division? What Vedic math says. And in your exams, you may find a person walking at the speed or driving at the speed of 30 kilometers reaches the office 6 minutes early, and reducing the speed to 24, he reaches 5 minutes late. How long the office from his residence? The Western mathematical theory gives you a laborious calculation. I have come here with a simple, speedy, scintillating calculation given by our Vedic maths principles. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Radio Udaan, a flight of life. This is Bala Nagendran presenting to you a look into a book, an excavation for eternal bliss. Today we are traveling with Venkat Ramasastri's or Swami Aravind Bharati's Vedic Maths, episode 5.
आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो उड़ान, द फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ, वर्ल्ड्स नंबर 1 इंटरनेट रेडियो स्टेशन ऑफ इट्स ओन काइंड. सुनते रहिए और एंजॉय कीजिए रेडियो उड़ान.
रेडियो उड़ान की नई पेशकश, एक मुलाकात. जी हाँ दोस्तों, तो रहिएगा ना बेखबर, क्योंकि इस प्रोग्राम में मैं अमित भट्ट रहूंगा आपका होस्ट, रहूंगा आपका हमसफर, और हमसे रूबरू होगी एक नई पर्सनैलिटी, एक नई शख्सियत हमारे हर एक प्रोग्राम में. हर शुक्रवार रात 9 से 10 एक मुलाकात, सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपके अपने रेडियो उड़ान पर.
इफ यू आर अ स्पोर्ट्स लवर, अगर आपको खेलों और खिलाड़ियों का जुनून है, तो रेडियो उड़ान लाया है आपके लिए द मोस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्पोर्ट्स शो ऑन रेडियो, स्पोर्ट्स गैलेक्सी विद स्वाति सक्सेना. Tune on to Radio Udaan every Tuesday 10 to 11 p.m. and know all about sports and its events, the famous personalities and much more. अपने पसंदीदा खेल और खिलाड़ियों के बारे में जानिए और गॉसिप का मजा भी उठाइए. Only on Radio Udaan, Sports Galaxy with Swati Saxena. 10 to 11 p.m. and rebroadcasted on Wednesday 5 to 6 p.m.
A look into a book with Bala Nagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Welcome back, friends. While we are delving into our proceedings to find the easy and late to office part of aptitude questions to solve by using our immaculate Vedic maths techniques. Find out and tell me the multiplication value of the numbers in your mobile phone. I mean, the numbers in your numpad. I might have asked this at the first time or the first episode. Well, if you are new, it will be helpful. If you are not new, it will be helpful to recount the process. Tell me, what is the value of multiplication of mobile numbers? I mean, the numbers that are given in your numpad of your mobile phone. Well, let's go to easy and late to office, school or institute. Kindly listen carefully. If you are unable to listen, if it's buffering, kindly stop your Dropbox if you are using, or close the Internet Explorer or any browser windows so that you can listen. These sort of questions will be surely found in most of the competitive exams, hence this procedure, if you know, it will be handy. Okay, here we go. As I said before the break, walking to, okay, let's consider with logic. Driving to his office from his residence, a person at the rate of 30 kilometers per hour reaches 6 minutes early than his usual time. Reducing the speed by 6 kilometers, the person reaches office by 5 minutes late at his usual time. Find out the distance between his residence and his office. What's given here? To speed 30 and 6 kilometer lesser than 30. That's why they have said when he reduce his kilometer speed by 6. So 30 and 30 minus 6. I don't want to confuse you, but this is what the pattern when you sit in the competitive exams. Okay, let's go straight away. Cut to the chase. 30 and 30 minus 6 is nothing but 24. Two speeds are here. And when he is going to office at the rate of 30 kilometers per hour, he is 6 minutes early. While going at the rate of 24 kilometers per hour, he is 5 minutes late. How to do it? Very simple. Add the minutes and write it as by 60. I repeat, add the minutes that are given. Add the time. If it is late and early, here 6 minutes late, 6 minutes early, 5 minutes late. Add both. 11 minutes in how many? 1 hour. So 11 by 60 is what is average timing between early and late. Don't forget, when the question says going to this much of speed, he is early by 6 minutes, and going to this much of speeds, he is late by 6 minutes. You need to add both those speeds. Here 6 and 5, 11 minutes in 1 hour. That's why kilometers per hour. 11 minutes in 1 hour equals 11 by 60. First chapter close. Let's go to the speed. 30 and 24. 30 and 24 can be simplified. You need to find the ratio. the ratio and the proportion. We can find ratio and proportion if we know the tables from 1 to 9. This is what the important thing in Vedic maths. From 1 to 9 you need to memorize. But for Western maths you need to memorize as much as you can. That's another thing. We cannot criticize that mathematical principles as well. But this is handy, easy and funny to solve. Okay, we know 30 and 24 comes in 6 table, and hence 30 is divisible by 6 for 5 times and 24 is divisible by 6 for 4 times. 6 4s are 26, 6 5s are 30. Okay, when the time ratio is 4:5, then when they are going in the ratio of 5:4, because first what given in the question is 30 and 24. When they are going in the speed of 5:4, then their times ratio should be 4:5. We need not worry about that, but I'm giving just an example. So 30 and 24, 5:4. What we have to do here is 5 minus 4 by 5. Out of the maximum speed, he chooses the slow speed. And the difference between the maximum and the slow speed is what will help you to provide the answer by multiplying with the time he takes to achieve such distance. I repeat, the difference between the maximum speed and the slower speed and its ratio multiplied with the time that he takes to achieve the distance. Hence, here 5 minus 4 by 5. Remember, it's not 5 minus 4 by 5, it's 5 minus 4 by 5. There are a lot of difference. If we do 5 minus 4 by 5, it will give you 21 by 5. That's not our business here. That's a fractional chapter. That's not at all our business. What we are doing is 5 minus 4 by 5. It's nothing but 1 by 5. This is the difference between the ratios of his fast and slow speed. Keep in mind what we have as a value: 1 by 5 and 11 by 60. Chapter close. If 1 by 5 makes him to achieve 11 by 60, then what is the value of the slower speed? That is 1 by 5 into 24 equals 11 by 60. Then 24 equals 11 by 60 into 5 by 1. 1 will go as it is, and 5 and 60 you can simplify 12. So if 24 kilometers per hour, the slower speed will make him to reach the distance by 11 by 12 minutes, then what is the distance? Multiply both. 11 by 12 into 24 is nothing but 22 kilometers. 22 kilometers is the distance between the residence and the office. While listening to this may sound highly laborious, practically impossible, but keep in mind, I'm just speaking and I'm not reading from any material as of now. This is how the Vedic maths principles made me to sit and speak without any material in hand, and it will make you, provided that if you practice. Let's do another thing. Walking at a speed of 5 kilometers, a boy reaches his school 15 minutes early, and by 3 kilometers he reaches 9 minutes late. Find the distance between home and school. Very simple. 5 and 3, we need not simplify. Do it. 5 minus 3 by 5, it's 2 by 5. 2 by 5 into distance equals 15 plus 9 by 60. It's nothing but 24 by 60. Keep it as it is. 2 minus 2 by 5 into distance equals 24 by 60. Then what is the value? Distance equals 24 by 60 into 5 by 2. We must know the rule of fraction. When you are transferring one fraction to another, I mean from one side of the equals to another side. For instance, here, while we have the fraction at the left side, we have 2 by 5. When we transfer it to the right side, it will go as 5 by 2, the reciprocal or the opposite. So 24 by 60 into 5 by 2, you can simplify, cancel 24 and 2, it will give you 12, and 60 and 5, it will give you 12. 12 by 12 equals 1. This is also a rule that we all know. So when he is walking by slow speed, his average distance covering time is 1. Then what is the distance? The distance is nothing but speed into time. Here we have 3 into 1. It's 3 kilometers is what the distance between the home and the school of the boy.
कभी महक की तरह हम गुलों से उड़ते हैं, कभी धुएं की तरह पर्वतों से उड़ते हैं। ये कैचियां हमें उड़ने से खाक रोकेंगी कि हम परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ते हैं। जी हां दोस्तों, आप भी जुड़ जाइए हमारे साथ अपने ख्वाबों की उड़ान लिए, अपनी कल्पनाओं की उड़ान लिए, अपनी ख्वाहिशात की उड़ान लिए। लॉग ऑन कीजिए www.radioudan.com और चलिए हमारे साथ एक कभी न खत्म होने वाले सफर पर, जिसका नाम है रेडियो उड़ान।
सागर किनारे मैं हूँ क्या।
समझे जी, अब ग से बोलिए।
अरे ग से गजब का रिजल्ट आ गया। अब हम ग से कट करते हैं और पी से पॉइंट लेते हैं रेडियो उड़ान अंताक्षरी में।
ब्रेक लेना है तो आप भी थोड़ा अंताक्षरी खेल लेना जी।
अजी ब्रेक क्यों लेना है, पार्टिसिपेंट आने दो और हमारे साथ मौज मनाने दो। रेडियो उड़ान पर हर सैटरडे 9 से 10 रेडियो उड़ान अंताक्षरी डिफरेंट आरजे के साथ।
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Well, I hope that previous method that we said, by using Vedic maths principle, as the author puts it, to find the ratio and the proportion, then to multiply with the time to get the distance, might have been of little bit helpful as of now. If you want to listen further, as I said, You can request the archive, and you can also write in your feedback which show you want to listen again, or which method that need to be explained again, so that it can be put in our Facebook page. Let's go and let's find another adventurous discovery. What would be the answer if we have to do 18,054 plus 9,898 plus 8,989 minus 9,786? These are the questions that you can find in your bank exams. The author gives under Nikilam Sutra. The sutra's name is Nikilam Sutra, as the author puts it in his book, where he says, except the first row of numbers, I mean out of these four, except the first, you find the complement of tens for the rest and add, then find the base value and reduce or deduct or subtract from the given first number, where you will get the exact answer. For example, let's do it. 112 minus 98. Simply we can say 14, as we all known to this amount of maths. But let's work it out so that it will be handy when it comes to the numbers which are gargantuan in nature. Okay, 112, 98. Instead of reducing 112 and 98, or in other words, instead of subtracting 98 from 112, let's add the complement of 98 to 112 and reduce from the base value. That's it. 112. The base value should always be either the power or the multiples of 10 or 100 or 1000. Probably you consider here the base value as 100, as the values are closer to it. Here 112 and 98. Okay. How to find the complements of 10? We have discussed in the previous or the second episode the formula that says all from 9 and the last from 10, or last from the 10 and the rest from 9. Whatever we say, both are equal. This is how we have to find the complements of 10. Here the complement of 98 or the complement of hundreds to 98 is nothing but 2. How is it? Let's see. What we have here, a value 98, 9 and 8. Our formula says all from 9 but the last from 10, which means last here equals 8 in the series of 98. So subtract 8 from 100, or 8 from 10, because we are finding the complement of tens, hence we must subtract from 10. We will get 2. What is the next number? 9. The formula says last from 10 and the rest from 9. So 9 minus 9 is 0. So we have the value here as 2. Then add that 2 to 112. What we have here, 112 plus 2 equals 114. Base value is 100. Reduce it. 14. Here we go. We got the answer. Let's try another one. 112 minus 88. With your simple maths calculation, you can say the value, but let's again work it out with simple numbers. You try with bigger numbers. Keep in mind the procedures. Base value is 100. The highest value is 112. Let it be as it is. We need not touch that dangerous fellow. Let's go to the local or the lowest fellow so that we can change. It's 88. We must find the complement of 88 to 10. All from 9 and the last from 10. Or last from 10 and the rest from 9. So 10 minus 8, 2. 9 minus 8, because 88 has 2 8s. We all know. 9 minus 8 is 1. Add those two. What we got? 12 we got. Add 12 with 112. 124. The base value is 100. Reduce it. It gives you 24. I should have said, or I could have said, instead of finding the complements of 10, you just reduce the lowest value from the base value. I mean, you just deduct 88 from the base value, that is 100. It might have sounded well when you get these sort of values. Imagine 18,054 minus 9,898. Then what is the base value? This is where we need to be very calm and very patient, very cautious. 9,898. Find the complement. Last from 10 and the rest from 9. 10 minus 8, 2. 9 minus 9, 0. 9 minus 8, 1. 9 minus 9, 0. So 18,054, which is 18054, plus 0102. Add 4 2s are 6. 5 plus 0, 0. 0 plus 1, 1. And 8 plus 0 is 0. So you will get a new value from which you can reduce your base value as 10,000. Then you will get the exact value of subtracting 18,054 with 9,898. This is how you have to find the complement. Whenever there is a number that given which you have to subtract, find the complement of 10. How to find the complement of 10? The author says last from 10 and the rest from 9. I mean, subtract the last number from 10 but the rest number from 9. You'll get the answer. That answer should be added to the number above. Instead of subtracting with laborious methods, just find the complements and add. In CAT, MAT, IBPS and other banking competitive exams, you will find series of subtraction and addition where you can find the complements for all except the first set of numbers for that matter. Then you can add and reduce from the base value. The base value should be calculated according to the number for which you need to find its tens complement. In case of 9,898, the base value should be 10,000. Then only you can get the value. It shouldn't be 1 lakh or 1,000. We cannot get the value.
प्रतिभा की पहचान,
प्रज्ञा की मुस्कान,
सबलांगों का साथी, ये है रेडियो उड़ान।
रेडियो उड़ान के प्रोग्राम्स की जानकारी के लिए, शोज में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए, किसी भी शो को फीडबैक देने के लिए, आर्काइव रिक्वेस्ट करने के लिए, आरजे बनने के लिए और अपने फेवरेट आरजेस की प्रोफाइल्स पढ़ने के लिए लॉग ऑन करें www.radioudan.com, स्काइप आईडी रेडियो उड़ान, ईमेल mail@radioudan.com। रेडियो उड़ान, a flight of life।
Words, words, words. Let's sing in the ocean of words and explore its origin, meaning, usage, and many other known and unknown facts about it. Let's sail in the world of magical words and travel far with entertainment. To listen, Ocean of Words. Every Wednesday from 10 to 11 p.m. log on www.radioudan.com.
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.
Well, now we are entering into the last segment of our look into a book, An Excavation for Eternal Bliss, where we are witnessing the Vedic Max Series 5. Here we are going to witness, or we are going to learn, or we are going to excavate or discover some of the divisible rules given by the author. You need not memorize it, just practice as you listen, just practice as much as you can while eating, while watching cricket, while watching football, while talking to your friend. You just run your brain with numbers. I tell you by my own experience, it will be majestic, fantabulous, sensational. Journey with maths is always jostling, joyful, and out of all, blissful. The best blissful feel in the world that you can get by calculating. Everything reads and everything needs calculation. Well, the divisible rules. What are the rules behind the divisibility of a number? We need not learn about all the numbers. Remember, when there are even numbers, you need not learn anything after 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, etc., etc. It will come in handy if you know from 2 to 10. Whereas, in case of prime numbers and in case of odd numbers, except 5. 5 is one of the simplest numbers, that's why it's called as master number. So, except 5, something is there in all. The author puts it like this, I quote, "If you divide any number by 1, it will give you the same number. This is known to all." Before we explain all the divisible rules, some of you may know all these. It be a recount or recollection for you if you listen once again. Some of us may be obsequious or it may be out of our reach. In our schools, unfortunately, we are not taught Vedic maths. Hence, it will be a boon to you if you memorize these divisible rules. Here we go. Divisible rule for 2. Any even number is divisible by 2. Either it's 24, 244, 1154 or 1,76 crores as the Spectrum scam amounts to. Everything is divisible by 2. Every even number is divisible by 2. If the number is odd, it will give a reminder 1. In simple competitive exams, there might be some questions to trap you. If the number gives no reminder by dividing it by 2, and what will you get if it is divided by 6? That's why you need to know the divisible rules. So, the divisible rule for 3. 2 is clear to all, and 3. 3 has a digital root. The digital root is nothing but add the numbers in digits. For example, if you have 33, add that 3 and 3, you will get 6. Is 6 divisible by 3? Of course it is. Hence, the number is divisible by 3. Let's take 45. 4 plus 5, 9. Is it divisible by 3? Yes. Put it. If it is not, for example, 40. If it is divisible by 3, it will give you 1. You can find it without dividing by just adding 4 plus 0. Will give you 4, and in that 4 there is 1 3. So the remainder is 1. This is how you can find. For 4, the numbers that are divisible by 2, are they divisible by 4? No way. There is a rule. Find out the last 2 digit of the number. I mean the unit and the tens digit. And look at it whether they are divisible by 4 or not. If they are divisible by 4, then the entire number is divisible by 4, or else they are not. Find out the last 2 digits of the number. For example, 4836. What is the last 2 digit here? 36. Is 36 divisible by 4? Yes, 9 times. Hence, the entire number is divisible by 4. Five. As I said, 5 is the master number because it won't trouble you a lot. Every digit or every core of a number or every compilation of a number or group of numbers that has the unit digit either 0 or 5, they are divisible by 5. If not, then the remainder maybe it's unit digit. Or we can say with sure what is its remainder by dividing last 2 digit by 5. Take 4836. I can say without dividing the remainder is 1 because the last digit is 6. When you divide by 5, 1 5 will go, the 1 will remain. What about 6, 7, 8, 9 and 11? 11 will be very interesting. That is next week. As of now, I leave and make RJ Swati Saxena to enter and make you all feel the essence of sports. Let's all play by listening, because of Swati is the most comprehensive sports show on radio, the Sports Galaxy. And I'll meet you all next week sharp 9 to 10 p.m. Tuesday in your treasure hunt show, a look into a book, an excavation for eternal bliss. Till then, feedback me. How did you felt? Would you like the show to be written off and new books to be inducted in, or you want some series to be continued in order to make it at least somewhat some known about Vedic maths. I'll meet you all next week sharp at 9 to 10 p.m. Till then, stay safe, take care of yourself. If possible, take care of others. Good night, buenas noches. Vanakkam from Balanagendran.
A look into a book with Balanagendran, an excavation for eternal bliss.